Mr. Christian Williams, everybody. Christian Williams.
Thank you. How you all doing tonight? My name's Christian. I'm actually very happy to have that name. My father wanted to name me Olaf. My mom fought against it and she won. I'm so happy. I grew up in a family with 4 women in it, 3 older sisters and my mother, no brothers. So all 4 women had their periods at the same time of the month after month, year after year. So naturally I'm gay. And, growing up gay in the 70s was hard. But I also grew up in a medical family. My mother was a nurse, my father was a doctor. So playing doctor at age 5 was just something that was very natural to me. And I had my 5 and 6-year-old buds that I played doctor with. John liked his cock sucked. Bill liked his ass played with. And I learned at 5 that I really liked playing with Bill's ass. And that worked out great until 1st grade, like the middle of 1st grade, because we had a teacher who insisted on teaching us about bad touch. And I was like, teacher, what if we know people who like touching each other that way? And she was like, is one of your older sisters a slut? Is Heidi the slut? Now, in retrospect, I should have said, yeah, Heidi's a slut, because Heidi became such a slut. But all I said was, what's a slut? And teacher was like, well, that's when you touch somebody in their private parts, or they touch you in your private parts and you're not married. So I, go home and my mom's like, hey, how was school today? And I'm like, oh, it was fine. She's like, what'd you learn? I said, I learned that me and my friends are sluts. So anyway, but by the time 3rd grade rolled around, I was determined to grow up straight because 70s society was telling me, you're supposed to be straight. It wasn't like today. So I had my straight role models, TV dad Mike Brady, Rock Hudson of Macmillan and Wyatt. And the best one of all was Olympic decathlon winner Bruce Jenner. You'd go in the grocery store and Bruce Jenner was on every package of Wheaties. Now today they should put Bruschetta Jenner on the package of Wheaties. It's just time that package came out. Anyway, I was determined to grow up straight, so I just figured I needed more heterostimuli. So I'd borrow my dad's Playboys. I'd go reach under his bed and pull out a Playboy and read it and flip through it. And one day I reached in, I pulled out, and I said, oh my God, it's not a Playboy, it's a Playgirl. Is this my mom's or is my dad really kinky? Well, I find out later that my dad was really kinky, but that's another story. I wouldn't be so excited about a magazine again until I was in my 20s and discovered Black Inches magazine. It was next to the Playboys. No. Next to the Playboys at the newsstand. My father wouldn't have been brave enough to buy Black Inches magazine. He only fondled Black Inches at his doctor's office, usually after prostate exams. Anyway, people have asked me all my life, Christian, are you a Christian? Sometimes it's, just a wise ass, and I usually say, no, I'm Jewish, but my parents were Jews for Jesus. Other times it's somebody who's legitimately out to save my soul. They're like, do you believe in Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior? And I'm like, you mean the guy who hung out in the wilderness with 12 other guys and came back from the wilderness glowing, saying Peter was his favorite? The guy who hung out with that fag hag, Mary Magdalene? Mary Magdalene was not a fag hag. You're right. She was more of a fruit fly. So, and then there was that disciple whom Jesus loved, John. Yeah. And do you remember the youth that ran away naked right before Jesus got arrested? Yes. Well, what was Jesus doing in the park with 12 other guys and a naked youth right before he got arrested, tortured, and executed? All I know is Judas betrayed him with a kiss, and that Judas was one jealous bitch. Anyway, that's the Christianity gritty, and thank you very much. It's been great.
Everybody, Christian Williams, come on!